What is up, enthusiasts? It is Cedar Flags here, and welcome back to another one of my videos. Kings Island is often considered one of the best parks in the United States, and by some people maybe even the world. It has an iconic coaster collection with so much to offer, and though I would personally disagree, I've heard people say that Kings Island is their #1 park. But with that said, there are multiple ways to make this park even better than it already is. This park is supposed to be grand, a destination park, a park for people all around the world to come. So, what could they do to make this park even better than it already is? Well, today I have 5 improvements that I could see at Kings Island that could make the park even better. This is Cedar Flags, and here are my 5 ways to improve Kings Island. Now, before I start the video, I just want to say a very few of you guys are actually subscribed to me, only about a fifth of you. So, if you like my videos and enjoy my content, press the subscribe button and get caught up more on my content. The first park improvement is actually something I've already been over. It is to fill in the empty spaces that this park has. This park is absolutely massive, and with that, they still have a few empty spaces even though they have so many rides. Big ones include the space between Banshee and Bat, the Vortex plot, the Crypt plot, and the plot in between Backlot Stunt Coaster and Diamondback. These plots of land are in between major rides, but they still make the park look pretty empty. And I just have to say that this could be easily replaced with a bunch of attractions that could fill up the park, but I already did a video about this, and I will put that in the description. I think this is a very interesting part of the park, because you don't see this a lot of these empty spaces. Now, I know that Vortex is a recently removed ride, so I could see that being patched up easily since it's right next to a midway, and its replacement possibly being a new defining ride at the park. When you think of a grand front entrance, you may think about Cedar Point with Gatekeeper's Keyholes or Carowinds with Fury 325. These two parks are absolutely incredible and are well deserving of an absolutely incredible entrance. Both of these entrances really welcome guests to the park, and it does a good job at it. Meanwhile, at Kings Island, it doesn't look so pretty. If you can't tell, this entrance is pretty outdated when it comes to modern Cedar Fair standards. I mean, other entrances like King's Dominion do need a little bit of a fixer-upper, but Kings Island is just an eyesore. It's this giant building, and from the front it doesn't have any windows. It just looks ugly, disgusting, and something that wouldn't be normal to greet you to one of the best parks on Earth. I mean, Kings Island is a grand park. It is a park that is supposed to be world class. And for an entrance like that, they definitely need something new. I'm not saying add another elite coaster to put under or over the entrance. I'm just saying fix it up and maybe make it blend in with the Main Street Midway right behind it. But anyway, I could definitely see another good entrance. My number 3 improvement is a lot more simple. It is to add a second entrance as a whole. Now, I talked about improving the existing entrance, but I could see a second entrance to this park as a whole. Where would it be? Well, I could easily see a second entrance in between the water park and the amusement park, near the picnic groves. Now, the only reason I mention this and think this would be a good front entrance is simply because of traffic. Now, the parking lot for the park is absolutely massive, and it would be pretty hard to walk all the way from that Soak City area to the amusement park if you had no interest in actually going to the water park. Like I said, the parking lot is huge, it's very wide, and a second entrance might reduce the flow of traffic. Now, I know Soak City does have its own entrance, but that's not what I'm talking about. Let's say guests want to go right into the amusement park, they could take this intermediate entrance if they're closer to Soak City than they are Kings Island. Speaking of Soak City, I could definitely see an overhaul for the water park. We've seen some of these water parks for Cedar Fair get completely remodeled, like South Bay Shores at California's Great America, and Cedar Point Shores at, you guessed it, Cedar Point. This isn't a complete overhaul of the entire water park, but it is definitely a good way to shine the water park even brighter. This would add a little bit more theming to the water park, maybe add another set of water slides, and re-theme some of their older water slides that look a little outdated. I think this would definitely work at Kings Island. Due to Kings Island being a destination park as it is, their water park needs to stand out as well. Now, I could definitely see a few good things at this water park. I could see a good saucer slide by ProSlide, and maybe even a water coaster. Cedar Fair has not worked with a lot of water coasters. The only one I could think of personally would be Rendezvous Run at their Castaway Bay location, but none at their major parks. I could definitely see both of these being added, and this being a destination water park. That is another reason to come to this amazing resort. In my opinion, there is a difference between an elite roller coaster and an ultra elite roller coaster. Now, an elite roller coaster is something that Kings Island has. I would say that Banshee, Diamondback, Orion, and Mystic Timbers, and maybe the Beast to a certain extent, are all elite roller coasters. And I do have to congratulate Kings Island for having so many great coasters to offer. They have an extremely good collection, and few parks could say that they have a collection as good as this. But I don't think they have what I would consider ultra elite. Elite is a great coaster that attracts enthusiasts and would definitely make a top 20 or 30 list. An ultra elite roller coaster, on the other hand, is a part of the best, a standout attraction for enthusiasts all over the world to enjoy. And only a few of these exists worldwide and nearly always make an enthusiast's top 10 or 5 list. Some of these include Steel Vengeance and Maverick at Cedar Point, Twisted Timbers and Intimidator 305 at King's Dominion, Fury 325 at Carowinds, El Toro at Great Adventure, Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure, Skyrush at Hershey Park, and Lightning Rod at Dollywood. These rides usually make a top 10 or 5 list, as opposed to Kings Island's rides, which may hover maybe in the teens or 20s. Now, some people might disagree with me and say that a ride at Kings Island is ultra elite, but just look at the more popular YouTuber lists. None of the big Kings Island rides will make their top 10 or 5. But I could definitely see one of these ultra elite roller coasters being next at the park. These are considered the best in the world, and while Kings Island has many coasters that make a top 20, once again they never make the top of the top. But examples of this ultra elite ride could be a Mach Extreme Spinner, an RMC Hyper Hybrid, an RMC T-Rex, or a Gerstlauer Hyper. I did predict that this would go to Cedar Point, that record-breaking Gerstlauer, but if it ended up going to Kings Island, it would probably be the standout attraction at that park. Kings Island definitely needs a standout attraction for enthusiasts, and I really feel like it is coming soon. But anyway, those are my 5 ways to improve Kings Island. Once again, this is an absolutely insane park. This video is not to produce any hate for the park. I just know that no park is perfect, and for example, I did a video on Cedar Point about this. Parks need to improve and will improve, and I am not a businessman by any standpoint, but these are 5 ways I could see Kings Island becoming an even better park on top of what it already is. But anyway, that is my video. Let me know down in the comments what I missed, and other ways to improve this resort. Let me know down in the comments below if it was a good video or not, and once again, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. This is Cedar Flags, and I will see you all later.